da 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 da. Boom! Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's absolutely lovely, fantastic dinosaur action featuring not 2 copies of Ghalta Primal Hunger in my Stampede Dinosaurs list, 4 copies along with Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant. I was about to get those mixed up, but yeah, I was running into a couple OBS issues a little bit. Everything seems to be connected. The problem appears to be connecting your YouTube account. As I had it connected, it gave glitches and stuff, plugins. I didn't like it, so I've cut that off. I have the stream key for the stream all tied in, and it's working good, but we're getting a bit sidetracked. We'll get right into the action. Absolutely insane. If some of you happen to be new, as always, the list in the description, a primer as well. I only play dinosaurs. I've only pretty much ever played dinosaurs since original Ixalan about one day somebody is going to count all the streams I've done and separate videos, but I said 650 for a while. Maybe it's 700 individual streams. A lot of them are Stampede Dinos, but of course that only became an actual thing with the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Opponents' life totals are going to be getting lost. A lot more lost, that's for sure. Otherwise, Mythic has been going good. Quite fantastic. Almost knocked my monitor off. 1 second here. Trying to adjust. Okay. You'd think I'd be good at this after 700 or so, but again, if you're new, Sunken Citadel, stable way to make a big amount of mana for creatures. First one enters, you choose green, it taps for 2 green, 1 land. You have 2 Sunkens, you have 4 mana. For the activated ability of Castle Garenbrig, boom, you tap, you make 6, you play Carnage Tyrant. That's lovely. Oh, that's good. Add in 1 more land, 4 lands with that mixture, and you're playing Vaultborn, you're playing Tyrranax Rex. Doesn't matter. Does the opponent have a counter spell? They can stop Vaultborn, but that's why you have the 2 Cavern of Souls. Let's say they have removal. Can't kill it. Vaultborn don't want to kill it, because then we get a copy, gain more life, draw more cards. Tyrranax Rex can't kill it, can't counter it. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, you win. Oftentimes when this dumps everything has haste because you got Regisaur and Palani's Hatchery. You don't have to worry quite so much about sweepers. Fortunately, I have started to face a little bit more regular Azorius control, which is pretty much the best matchup for this particular list. Some of you might not think so, but it is it's definitely a very easy sell with Tyrranax Rex. Again, can't counter it, can't target it usually. Carnage Tyrant can't counter it and can basically never target it. These all together lead to a whole lot of
ruthless aggression.
A whole lot of that, and a whole lot of revenge too. Even if there's Thoughtseize, all the hand hate making you discard something, very reasonably you could have a hand that is sunken, maybe a Stomping Ground, a Forest, and a Castle Garenbrig. With those 4, you're making 6. Thoughtseize, Duress, it can't stop you. They can only get rid of creatures and some non-creature spells. Boom. There you go. You only need to see 1 more land in that situation at a minimum. You're then making 7. Maybe they get rid of a Sylvan or an Archdruid. That's okay. You're going to be getting there. Maybe you have 2 Commune with Dinosaurs. The Thoughtseize gets rid of 1. You play the other one. You dig a little bit deeper for maybe a second Sunken. Oh, now you're supercharging, and now all of a sudden you're making 8, which is great. But maybe you guys think this is crazy. Maybe you think it's a little bit too insane, but it's pretty deadly, as we're going to see. I think we'll jump pretty much right into it. The sideboard, I faced off against a little bit of aggro, a slight bit, and I had Pyroclasm, which I will probably dust off, retry again at some point. But there was one particular instance where 2 Pyroclasm, sorcery speed for 1 and a red, you deal 2 damage to each creature. I don't have small creatures, so Pyroclasm is no drawback to me. which is kind of nice. But the 2 Pyroclasms still did not even get me the win against that particular deck. So I'm just going to try the Fogs. There's some way, some method to make aggro better. Will it make it super good? Will it make that matchup 50-50? I don't think that's the case. Most decks have to have, some sort of a drawback. Squad Painter, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. Yeah, aggro is pretty much the only scary thing. If a deck is something other than aggro, chances are they're going a little bit slower, which is perfectly fine by me. I should have a reasonable chance to pop off and get the job done. Actually, I don't think that's quite the case, Matthias. Gishath, I would be happy to use. We can take a little bit of a tangent. And again, if anybody is new to the game, new to the deck, whatever it is, you ask a question. Just because I've done it 30,000 games, 20,000 matches, something like that. Yeah, I got what you were saying there, but Gishath can be quite fantastic. But again, aggro, the only scary thing. Dedicate a lot of space to aggro. We'll see how it goes. If I don't use a Haze of Pollen, you just cycle it away. Try for something a little bit different, but Fog, boom. If I was about to take, say, 12 damage from a couple of those small creatures, in a sense, it's like I paid 1 green to gain 12 life, which is not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best, but it bought myself a turn, at least. Then I play another Fog. Sometimes I only need to buy myself 1 turn to play something big to stabilize. That might just be Vaultborn Tyrant, and then all of a sudden, the opponent's gas just grinds right to a halt, which is lovely. So that's where we're at with that. Tranquil Frillback for the Greasefang matchup or Graveyards. Lovely stuff. And back to nature too. 5-color Overlord enchantments. Enigmatic Incarnation, those Overlords from Duskmourn. I think they're getting a little bit more popular again, but Gishath, that's a G. Gishath, let's get to that. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I haven't 100% decided what I would take out. Well, Ghalta, Primal Hunger, again. The spot that Ghalta is taking up, the 4 spots here, is the most additional extra thing. So that can go out for the 4 Fogs, and I could see Tyrranax Rex. Possibly Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, but Ghalta Stampede Tyrant would really get the job done against aggro if I get there, which is the plan, by buying time with those preventing combat damage. So yeah, we'll go with that. Ghalta out, Ghalta Primal Hunger. I guess I have to differentiate that. Then Tyrranax Rex. The costliest of the dinos that isn't Ghalta and isn't Vaultborn. Tyrranax Rex is the only one left. Sometimes just playing a Carnage Tyrant on turn 4 could buy myself a little bit of time. But again, going back to the Gishath point, what is something that you can see that synergizes with the cost? The 5 of any color plus 1 green. You can sink the entire 6 green from Castle Garenbrig into that. I could have 2 Sunkens and a castle like I mentioned, 3 lands tap to make the 6. I only need 2 more lands. A Stomping Ground and a Jetmir's Garden, which can tap for a red, a green, and a white. Boom. 5 lands. There you go. Oh, that's pretty fast, pretty fantastic stuff. And 1 source of white is not a hard hoop to jump through. Cavern of Souls could be that source of white. I would also sprinkle in a couple more. But Gishath really is not the craziest thing, at least for this particular list, just because you can make use of that 6 green completely. Make use of Castle Garenbrig's explosive amount of mana. But it is somewhat additional. If I want to have a bunch of stuff out, I would want to have them before I attack, so that I want to attack with a lot of stuff. If I'm dealing a ton of damage already, taking out the opponent, maybe I wouldn't need Gishath's ability quite as much. It's a deadly thing. It's not like it's gonna hurt. Absolutely, it's not gonna really hamper my chances just because it can be so easy to make the cost of that. If it required, say, 4 of any color, plus a red, a green, and a white, that actually would kind of suck a little bit. It would be about the same as if it cost 5, which it does here, just because you couldn't use all the mana from Castle Garenbrig. I love efficiency like that, but I could take one out, 1 copy of Ghalta Primal Hunger, add in 1 copy of Gishath, and we wouldn't notice much. The opponent would notice maybe quite a few more dinosaurs hitting them right in the face. But yeah, I say we... Oh, how did it get to 11 minutes? Huh. Well, okay. I thought it was only going for 8 or 9 or something. Yeah, you guys asked some good questions, or I just take myself off on a different direction. I don't know, you might not think there's as much to talk about as there is, but you've experienced so much, you can imagine there's so many different little things. Ooh, I've tried this, it worked in this situation. You guys might have tried it, or you might want to try something and maybe I steer you away or steer you towards perhaps a better option, something cheaper, or at least I explain how I felt the pain of a potential mistake. I guess a mistake isn't quite right. If you add a card in, with good intentions, it doesn't quite work out. It's not a mistake, it's just not as good, not optimal. There's always room for improvement, of course, just like the name of the channel. But being in Mythic, some of you may remember from the months that I've gotten in there, it can take a little bit to find an opponent. My all-time record is about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. We're looking at a elemental Ashling the Pilgrim, I believe it's called. That hand is lovely, but if this is somebody aggressive, it's going to be very rough. Okay, it could be Gruul Aggro with that Stomping Ground. Fortunately, if it is an aggro deck, they're not going first. That's really... Oh boy. Burning Tree Emissary. Oh, just a Heartfire Hero. Not too bad. They didn't play that on turn 1. I'm quite happy about that. We're searching. Hoping for another Sunken. Oh, maybe. Maybe not. Oh, not quite. Commercial District, though. But I do appreciate it. I'm going to need a whole lot of luck. Green Chili Burger. Absolutely. Hopefully... Oh, there's that Sunken. Hopefully everybody's week has been going good. As good as possible. We're going to have maybe a good time here. We'll see. It's Garbage Day tomorrow, which is quite nice. Oh no, Screaming Nemesis. That's probably... Or did they go first? Did I go first? I can't remember. Huh. I thought I went first. Maybe I didn't play a land. I was having such a good time talking to you guys. The point is somewhat moot, though. Yeah, that, no. Yeah, we're not winning that one. Tyrranax Rex was not going to do really anything. But like I said, we got the fog, we got the haze of pollen. I get to buy myself potentially 8 turns. And we'll see how it goes. There's still a ton of amazing damage potentially. Now I could trim Commune with Dinosaurs. There is a lot of stuff that Commune cannot grab. The fog, the haze of pollen, Sylvan Scrying, Archdruid's Charm. That's 16 cards. Over a quarter of the deck cannot be grabbed by Commune, and that really increases the chances of Commune with Dinosaurs whiffing, unfortunately. But of course it is nice to use it early on. Keep a hand with a couple fogs and a Commune, and we'll see. We'll see. Oh boy. watch it be all aggro all night. And like I mentioned, there you go. We got a Commune. We got some fogs. Starting off with a Sunken Citadel is... oh, it's the best. The best of the best. And we should be good. As long as we can get to the Vaultborn. At the very least, I see us getting to Carnage Tyrant there. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Technically, I should have searched for a Sunken at Stomping Ground, just in case we draw an Archdruid's Charm next turn. I want to be able to play that. Stomping Ground entering untapped, shocking myself for 2. And now I did send an Archdruid's to the bottom with Commune. It is kind of rough. I'm not saving myself from taking 3. We'll wait and use it next turn. Oh, Castle Garenbrig. Lovely. Yeah. Good stuff. I'm just hoping that they use a bunch of pumping spells. That's probably going to be the case, I would imagine. Hit me for 3 again. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Do they not have any pumping things? They must. I guess I'll play Carnage Tyrant. Maybe they were waiting for me to tap out to use the pumping spells so that Haze of Pollen wouldn't stop things. Hard to say. They do still have a ton of creatures. Still feels pretty good. Certainly Carnage Tyrant is likely going to be blocking that Hardfire hero. Maybe. At the very least, they simply might not attack into it. If none of their stuff is big enough to trade with Carnage Tyrant, I think we're in a pretty good position here. Okay, Snakeskin Veil powering up the Emberheart Challenger. Would take it to 6. I'm fine to trade with that. Huh, interesting. Try and trade with the biggest thing that they have. That's okay by me. Okay, that's getting pretty big. Being hit for 4 is not terrible. I mean, we're down to 8. But again, keep in mind, we get to save ourselves for at least 4 turns here. That's pretty good. That should be enough to get us a couple more lands, get the Vaultborn Tyrant, and we're off to the races. That thing gets a little big. It's fog time. Of course, they could go Skullcrack or whatever to have damage not be prevented or stop it from being prevented. That would never be fun. Never a pretty sight. No, Sylvan, that's good. That's good. It's very positive. Next turn we do get to play the Vaultborn Tyrant. Continue to stabilize. And we also will have a little bit left over. I can play Vaultborn for 7 and still have 1 left for the 2 fogs that I've got. I'll try to go Haze of Pollen next turn just to use it up. Fog, of course, is better than Haze of Pollen. It costs half. But we'll see. They could take us out with, whatchamacallit, sacrificing the Heartfire hero for the Knight. The Knight guy. 1 red, deal damage equal to the power of the sacrificed creature, and then Heartfire hero also has that ability too. So it's a very painful double up. At least we're not taking damage this turn, or the turn after, or the turn after. But they could also make it so the damage continues on through. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, will this buy us enough time? I think there's a pretty real possibility. Don't need another land at this point. Okay. Just keep going. Fog, haze of pollen, fog, haze of pollen, until we drop something. Another Vaultborn Tyrant next turn might make the opponent just get mad. I'm actually kind of excited.
Grant me revenge.
And if you do not listen,
Then the hell with you.
Ooh, a lot of creatures. This is actually getting kind of scary. Brewer's Paradise, TCG, how's it going with you? I've always wanted to try it, just a bunch of fogs as the way to pick up wins and help against aggro. And it seems to be going okay. I like it so far. But we'll see if it sticks around, continues. Aggro is the type of matchup that I want to solve the most. Okay. They're sideboard cards. Aggro I still don't think is super common. But, yeah, ooh. That is how it goes. Okay, yeah, just play the Vaultborn, gain. Eventually, I'm going to get Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant. Hopefully soon enough. Maybe some more fogs mixed in here, there. Not quite. Commercial District, we see if there's a Ghalta on top. We're digging for Ghalta. Oh, Commune with Dinosaurs. Likely would get her. But at least I'm at 17, and I have two big things. But yeah, the fogs in the sideboard. Oh, Screaming Nemesis is not a pretty sight. Not at all. But they don't have too much. They're never going to expect, what, a fourth fog? I don't know, I've almost lost track. Oh, keep attacking, do it. Oh boy. I think they have something. And another fog. Okay, there we go. Okay, I should see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. I do not see Ghalta Stampede. Painful, problematic to say the least. Well, we're certainly playing his Hatcher. 6, 7, 8. Might be able to play something after this. Yeah, Regisaur or another Palani's would be ideal. Oh, Flood City. Flood City, that's no good. 12, 15. Not quite enough. And we're at 21. That is very, very unfortunate. There's a lot of creatures in the list. There is only 20 lands. Ouch. I'm doing pretty good cut. It's a very interesting turn of events, you could say. I think I will block the Screaming Nemesis. Oh no, you can't do this. That they may have goofed up big time. I'm gonna see Ghalta event. Huh. I mean, it's early days, but perhaps I figured out the way to do it. Just jam a bunch of fogs and yeah.
I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice.
Fog for days. The opponent can't see what's about to happen because it's a fog and a haze. Ooh, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna absolutely decimate them. Make sure we get the job done. Yeah, just keep going, keep going. I think it's time to put them out of their misery, though. Probably. Thumbs up. Now I just have to do it again, of course. Okay. It was, yeah, cut. I could have done, it was a misplay on my part. I should have put the third Vaultborn and the second Palani's Hatcher, because I almost did not do it. I shouldn't have left it up to chance there. Absolutely should not. But I won. I won with a lot of dinos. I won with only dinos. I don't care what it takes. If I'm beating I don't care what it takes with this list. Of course, you could use some other completely different deck and have a good matchup against aggro, but what I mean is I don't care what it takes with Stampede dinos. If 8 fogs is the way to go, that's what I'll do. It was very sporting of them. They dealt me the pain. Well, that's okay. You want to dance? We'll dance. That's pretty good. We only have 1 fog. Now keep in mind, to beat aggro, you need at least 5 fogs. So we're looking for 4 more. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I guess you need at least 5 fogs. Should probably add in 12. 12 in the sideboard just to make sure we get the job done against this menacing type of deck. This is not too bad. We're certainly going to be using fog on their next turn, I would imagine. Could see them playing some creature. They'll draw out the fogs eventually. Actually, no, I kind of like this. Actually, no, I don't like this. 6. I'll wait until next turn. I would save myself from taking more damage next turn. And the way the fog would be a little bit more valuable. I just wish I had 2 fogs so I could use one now and then Archdruid's next turn. Plus I'm playing my forest and we would be able to continue to save time. That's good. It's good. There's going to be some big... The Hardfire here was getting absolutely insane. It will get absolutely insane. It would finish us off, but I have a fog. I just have to hope I draw another one. Oh boy. It's fog in time. Ooh, ah. That's how she goes. Have 2. Let's picture this, because I'm quite surprised. Again, a very small sample size of a potential way to beat them. It might seem wacky, but if you basically lose all the time against a specific deck, nothing's wacky if it helps you in that case. So let's say Carnage Tyrant was another fog. That turn I play a forest, boom, I have 4 green. 3 of it used for Archdruids. Okay, that Archdruid searches for the castle, puts it on the battlefield. And with that forest, I'm able to make 7. Next turn, play the Vaultborn, gain some life, something like that. Would have been okay, but I would have hoped to see at least 1 more fog type spell. I do like that they added in fog. 1 green, really, it fits quite a bit better with the tap lanes and stuff. I can more often be able to simply stop all the combat damage that is coming my way. But I persevered. I won because of fogs, at least in one scenario. So well, we'll see. We'll see if it's all aggro tonight. Of course, that is sometimes a possibility. I like that. I hope to see a second source of green coming up. I like Commune, actually. With that being on top, but we're going to use Sylvan Scrying. Castle, no, Stomping. Maintaining the 3 sources of green. Next turn, Sylvan Scrying digs and grabs Castle Garenbrig, play it. And then we're on track for an Archdruids, making 7 turn 5. Something like that. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell. They're in blue, but I test waters. Good. Phew. Something sort of wacky. Potentially Yorion with Xander's Lounge, 5 color something. Maybe it's 4 color. Overlord enchantments. I think so. Or Transmogrify. Some sort of wacky mixture, that's for sure. But hey, at the very least, potentially playing Vaultborn next turn. Lovely. Lovely stuff. I almost searched for another Castle Garenbrig, but no. It's got to be that Sunken. I'll wait. Maybe they do have a counter spell. If I had 2 lands in my hand, I would play the land that isn't Cavern. Just to be able to have 8 next turn. But I only have Cavern of Souls. There's a very real possibility I don't draw land anyways for my turn. But they don't know that I have counterspell protection, which could also be nice. Oh, watch it be. No, don't be Transmogrify. Bring to light. Huh. Okay. Unmoored Ego, maybe? No, it wouldn't be that. Well, it's not bad. I got lots of good stuff in my hand. Oh, but they got a Ghalta. Folks, that's not too great. They're going to exile Vaultborn Tyrant. I don't like that. You know what I do like? Playing Carnage Tyrant. Getting a Vaultborn? Nah, getting a Ghalta. There's a much better chance that I draw a land. There's 15 more in the deck. There's only ever 4 Ghalta Stampede Tyrants. So if I have the option, if I'm able to make 7, and I could grab a land or a Ghalta, I'll choose the Ghalta. We're going to get definitely 1 more land, and we're going to make 8. Could be next turn. They could be dead next turn. I don't know. 6. They have a potential 6 with the treasure that's made from the Goblin. Still can't play Tyrranax Rex. They can't play the Ghalta they got. Oh, look, someone else. They got Pest Control. They want to bring the pain to aggro. Huh. I can't play anything big. I get a land next turn. There's a very good chance they're dead. They only have 1 treasure. If they don't have Leyline Binding, well, they were about to be dead. I am tempted to go with Archdruid's Charm. Actually, I want to try and take out Tybalt. See who they block with. Good. I'll let it happen. Again, I feel like getting to Archdruid's Charm here. Or getting to 8, I should say, for Ghalta. They'll play a bunch of expensive stuff. And then boom, I'll get them. Sylvan Scrying could be nice for this opponent. Kolgan's Command, not too bad. I'll just get rid of one of my Ghalta Primal Hungers. They do have a Vanishing Verse, which is a little bit scary. It would take out the Palani's Hatcher and stop everybody from attacking. I want to see what they target. It's probably Castle Garenbrig. Do it. Do it. It's okay. It's alright. Actually, Reflection of Kiki Jiki can make a copy of it, which is definitely not good. They're hitting Cavern of Souls, I think. I feel like they might. Wait a second. Oh, they got to Sunken. That's no good either. Hold on. Okay, another. That's okay. Really should have used the Archdruids to search for a castle before I played it, but tends to do the trick, doesn't it? 12 next turn. No, that's not gonna do it. Too little, too late. I hate Krenko's Buzz Crusher. Well, try to be at least a little bit more explosive. Close, but no cigar. Okay. But the land enters tapped, I believe. That was kind of rough. I think I thought it entered untapped, having 3 green for the Archdruid's charm. They have to be at least a little bit scared. They dodged a massive bullet. They got pretty darn fortunate there. You're probably wondering, scratching their head, how the heck, what do I want to do against this person? They at least have to take out a little bit. The pest controls, the stuff for little creatures, that absolutely is going away. It's pretty straightforward right there, but maybe they think I just didn't play any of my small creatures. They expect they're small creatures, but that's just not the case. That never is. That hand should be quite lovely, though. Sylvan Scrying off of the commercial district, I hope. Okay, good, good, good. Oh, I like a Vaultborn Tyrant. Stack that life gain and the card draw. Up, good. They're tapped out. Beautiful. Hope they don't have too much land destruction, but we are on track to kill him with Ghalta. Maybe. Watch him play Unmoored Ego right now. Go, okay. Oh, this is looking all right. Oh, beautiful. Now the question becomes, yeah, I'm going to take the chance. See what they do. Could be very interesting. I was thinking of playing Carnage Tyrant, but I want to try for Ghalta. I got a good feeling. Watch him just straight up play Krenko's Buzz Crusher and take out Castle Garenbrig. Ooh. Oh, that's good too. Very good. Oh. Okay. Cross fingers, cross your claws. They don't have counter spells, but they could. Dovin's Veto. Oh, that's not a Dovin's Veto. 6, 7. Commercial district. We see what's on top. If it's a land, we don't want it. If it's a creature, we keep it. Oh. Oh.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Okay, they could just be straight up dead. With all the triggers from Vaultborn that I'm about to get. Watch out. This is why you have 4 copies of Ghalta. 4 Vaultborn triggers, 4 chances to get, the Regisaur, the Palanis, more big stuff. It's all entering the battlefield, I hope. Ooh. That's no fun.
Dang!
Nuts. Sunfall, exile, all creatures, bring to light Sunfall, or just Sunfall. One of those two. Never seen that before in my life. Bring to light Sunfall. Oh my goodness. Paul. They cast Sunfall. Whoever would have guessed. I'll never leave home without 4 Palanis or Regisaur. I would have hoped to see at least one of those that previous turn, but that was not the case. However, Commune could grab something good. T-Rex, maybe. I like a T-Rex. They only have 2 mana, so at the very least we will be able to connect with this, which is pretty decent. Can't counter, can't target. Probably going to lose it next turn because they got a whole lot of stuff in their hands. But still, we're chipping away. Getting her done. Sweeper again. Bring to light plus a sweeper. Or Leyline Binding for a total of 5. Again, Leyline Binding is completely reduced. Oh, okay. Fully reduced to 1 white, but they do have to pay the ward for attack, so it's still a total of 4. Maybe they'll make that Phyrexian thing into a creature. I could see that happening. Oh, that's pretty good. I gotta say, I like that. A little bit of life gain. Oh, and a Ghalta. Well, we'll certainly go with Sylvan Scrying. Find another Castle Garenbrig to help us out, maybe. Or they have a counter spell. Huh. A little bit late for that. And again, I would imagine that we lose Vaultborn Tyrant next turn. This turn. Basically guaranteed. Oh my goodness. Probably that Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. Exile Vaultborn. Or just some spell that exiles it, really. Tends to do the trick. Would be kind of cool though, if by chance I drew a Tyrranax Rex, finish them off exactly lethal, they can make that Phyrexian into a creature at instant speed though, and they do have 2, so we have to keep that in mind as well. I mean, I would like to play it through, but no, it's not happening. Unfortunately, it won't happen. Making that into a 5/5 this turn, or during our turn, and then playing Vaultborn next turn, Tybalt. Now, there's sometimes too many answers. Sometimes you don't have your hasters. Would Ghalta Primal Hunger have been better as something that gives everybody haste? Potentially. Certainly that would have been quite a reasonable switch. More haste is good. When you don't have haste, you absolutely notice it. It is nice if you have a ton of it, and you don't have to worry so much about sweepers. I feel like I've faced Burrito before. Pretty sure. That hand's not going to cut it. It's a little bit better. Slightly. Oh, that's going to be the keeper. Send the least important things to the bottom. I don't remember if Burrito plays a lot of black or partially black. So good. It might just be Phoenix, but it also could be Izzet Lotus Field. Which is never a pretty sight. At least I did get to go off with Commune, and it found that second Sunken. All we need to see is a Castle Garenbrig, and we're making 7. There's a very good chance that it should be coming. Oh, it's coming up. Bing, bang, boom. There you go. They're tapped out. They have some counter spells, some amount. Okay. Lovely. I mulliganed a couple times there. Just have to mulligan enough to get a thing that they concede to. One Phoenix, yeah, well. Folks, they might deal 3 damage to me next turn. We gotta watch out. That's scary stuff. Oh, are they gonna get more? Oh, they might deal 6 damage to me next turn. Ah, man. Man. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that. Ah, shoot. If they only get 2 out, that's not even enough to trade with Tyrranax Rex, and my clock is better than 2 Phoenixes at the moment. I'm just glad I don't have Prophetic memory. Legendary enchantment there, 1 in the blue, whenever they, or for however many cards they drew, other than the normal one that they draw a turn, they put counters on a creature. If they draw 7 extra cards, which is not unheard of, they would put 7 counters on something, more than 2 Phoenixes. Oh, they got 3. They did get 3. Huh. Question is, will they hold all of them back? I think they might. Oh, they don't. Interesting. Peace. There we go. Burrito. Chew on that. But that was pretty nuts. It was feeling pretty down and out those first couple of hands. Mulligan, poof. Something fairly reasonable. And yeah, Paul, that was also quite an ouch. I don't usually change things up. Ghalta Primal Hunger again is, I guess, an extra thing. In this instance, I will bring in Tranquil Frillback, but many of you know I don't even often bring in Graveyard Hate for game 2 because my opponent expects that I'll bring it in, and it can already be a deadly plan. 100% Paul. Tyrranax Rex, I think if I had to choose a number 2, because Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant definitely is the number 1, my number 2 would probably be Tyrranax Rex. Playing that on turn 4 ahead of schedule, can't counter, can't kill, hit for 8. Yeah. What's not to love about that? And there's a lot to love about this hand too. Of course, the source of green with the communes, the Sylvan Scrying, grabbing a castle or a sunken, depending what we see right here. But we should be on track for, oh, well, that's good. On track for a Tranquil Frillback. Next turn is quite nice because Sunken is, well, it's got to be my land for the turn. It makes the most sense. But that's no fun. Excuse me. I would have expected to see a Castle Garenbrig by now. Keep in mind, I've looked 10 deep. I know 8 cards on the bottom. I know a third of, but okay, never mind. There we go. Huh. Speaking of, hopefully the spell pierce for 1 gets her done. That's okay. I'll just get that down. And maybe get to use Tranquil Frillback. Ooh, the profs, like I mentioned, not a pretty sight. But they aren't getting the Phoenixes out right now. I'm going to try for another one. No spell pierce, no counter spell. Oh, negate. Negate as well. That is not a pretty sight. Not at all. Worth a shot, I think. If we were able to get that sunken, sneak it in there, and they didn't have a counter spell, a pretty decent chance that we would have just killed them with Ghalta the next turn. Having the 2 Sunkens, I would have played the Cavern as my land for the turn, and then they would have been dead. 5 is not a terrible thing. Could be better. That tends to do the trick. But we have to look for an opening, hopefully. Of course, Archdruid's Charm sometimes is the best thing, because you can cast that instant speed. You wait on their turn, tap out maybe to get some Phoenixes, and then poof, you've got your chance to use the Archdruid, search for a Sunken, and get her done. Yeah, I like it. We didn't get to use Tranquil Frillback. Wouldn't have got to use Ghalta Primal Hunger in that case either, but still. So I got a good feeling. It's risky, but I have a good feeling. Oh, phew, good, they're tapped out. I don't think I would. I think it's, again, deadly enough that I should get the job done. Often enough. I feel like I have a better clock, but I might try it at some point. Top decking the 2nd Sunken for the turn. That's absolute perfection. Basically. Next turn we make 7. Of course, I could have a counter spell. They don't have any Phoenixes in the graveyard yet. I think they're going to tap out quite a bit. They don't even have to. Oh, they're done. Oh. Folks, we're making 8 next turn, and I have 2 Ghaltas. Smoked out of the water. They could have a... Let's see what they do. If they only have 1 left at the end of their turn, they are dead. Yeah, Treasure Cruise. Cruise on to your next match. Cruise on to a loss. Non-refundable cruise ticket. That's what it is. Yeah, you don't get your money back here. Oh boy. Man. Cool. They must know what's about to happen. Oh yeah.
You have no power here.
I love a good Ghalta. Ghalta for Ghalta for Ghalta. Oh, and a T-Rex, man. Icing on the cake. The icing on the cake. Smoked. Paul, maybe that answered your question why I feel usually pretty good. Why I wouldn't need to bother with the fogs. Maintain the deadly plan. Sneak stuff in around the counter spells. Maybe they have a spell pierce. Maybe they haven't done anything with that 1 blue for a couple turns. So it could be the spell pierce. It's one example, but that has happened many times before. And it was, I've mentioned it a couple times, an epiphany I had a year ago. I brought in the graveyard hate and stuff against Phoenix, but I started to just win because the plan was also deadly like them. Fast, scary. I was like, this is pretty good. If I don't even have to bring in the graveyard hate, which they already expect, they switch things up, they play differently, and that could be a detriment to them. They play a little bit slower, they change up their game plan. Young Pyromancer sometimes is the thing that they switch it up with, and phew. Solar Updraft though, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you, and yeah, taking down a Phoenix in a pretty fantastic fashion. That was good. Revenge against all those pesky counter spells. Hopefully it's Azorius control though. That would be nice. Again, interesting that it's been 2 today. Maybe it's on the upswing, at least for a couple days, maybe a week or so. But again, Azorius gets a little bit popular, and then it falls by the wayside, because I guess it's not the best. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, that's not going to do it. No. There we go. Much better. 3 lands is better than 2. At least one of the lands is a Castle Garenbrig. Yeah. Played as safe as possible. Commune, of course, turn it into a land. Continue to play it safe. This opponent could be on black. They could have the hand hate. Turn 1 Thoughtseize or Duress would have ripped Commune, but now they can't. Oh, it's a 5-color splunking something or other. Fortunately, I finally got that sunken. Good. At least 6. On turn 4, don't have any creatures that cost 6. Insidious Roots as well, maybe. The Hidden Nursery is, well, it's an interesting thing. It makes me suspect it's 5-color, splunking. But they're going to sacrifice lands, Scapeshift, sacrifice any number of lands, search your library for lands, put them on the battlefield. Oh. I might be putting the opponent in the grave by getting that sunken. I could play Ghalta next turn if I draw her. Is it going to be fast enough? They haven't done crazy stuff yet. But we do need to see Ghalta ASAP. Vaultborn Tyrant would be the best thing for it. I think we have a bit of a chance here. Where is Ghalta though? I'll certainly play Commercial District next turn. See if Ghalta's on top coming up. Get ready. Pack the heat. And hope we don't die to Scapeshift. Oh, it's not Scapeshift. 4 black. Interesting. Scapeshift for 4. Well done. What did they have up their sleeve? You know it's got to be some sort of funny business. Oh, okay, it is Scapeshift. There you go. Let's see what mixture they're going to grab. Sacrifice 6 lands, search the library for 6. All those lands enter untapped because of Splunking's ability there, so it's going to get nasty. Oh, yeah, the Lotus field is... Splunking Lotus field, Sultai Lotus field, some sort of Lotus field variation. Continuing to recycle everything with the Mystic Sanctuary, putting that on top. I'm pretty sure we're dead. Usually that's how it goes, especially after they've made such a loop here. And they get everything back. Not too much green chili. I mean, I'm certainly glad it's not too popular. I think people they might not like playing it on Arena just because there's lots of clicking. Perhaps sometimes the timer can go down. I'm 99% certain we're done for. I should pack it in, but just because it is somewhat uncommon, I'll let it play through, let you guys see it a little bit. At least this variation, it's one of the lesser common Lotus field ones. Making a bunch. Oh, the wildfire, whatchamacallit. They're gonna shoot us they're gonna get us to the face for at least 23 damage. It's painful. It's gotta be what it is. Yeah, do the thing. We'll at least confirm what they're on, and it's not really, I wouldn't call this super good. World Soul's Rage, I believe it is. Pretty sure. If I had to bet, that's what their finisher will be. They got a little bit of red there, so I don't know. Squad Painter, it's hard to say. At least on Arena, it take care of a bunch of stuff. automatically, so that can be nice. Maybe a little bit better in paper, but again, in paper you could just present the loop. The opponent would understand what's going to happen eventually. It'd be super boring in paper, I would imagine. So then the person facing the person playing this would be like, yeah, okay, you got it, concede, handshake, and you move on with things. I wish they would just get the job done, though. But again, we'll let them do it once. I guess I could make a cup of coffee. It's a little bit more interesting, perhaps, putting the sleepy dino on the screen. You guys don't have to watch as much of this boring stuff, and we can all take a little nap while they do whatever win condition it is. But if they get this off in game 2, I'm not going to put all of us through the pain. I'll just concede right away. I'm mostly curious at this point what they might be doing. World Souls Rage. Oh, Mastermind's acquisition for World Souls Rage. Or something like that. Or an ultimatum. Yeah, take a nap. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's like they're pulling teeth. There you go. There's the World Souls Rage. Whoever would have guessed? Of course, Haze of Pollen Fog, it prevents combat damage. World Souls Rage is not combat damage. They were fast enough to take a game from him, from this very silly deck. But World Souls Rage likely isn't the only thing that would get him a win condition. If I can't be targeted, if maybe I could stop World Souls Rage, they have other avenues to get the win. Mill themselves enough that they play Thassa's Oracle. With 1 or 2 cards left, they have Devotion to blue equal to 2 because of Thassa's Oracle, and then they just automatically win in that case. But with Mastermind's acquisition, they can search for anything from their sideboard. They got the loop going. Not much else you can do. Yeah, we'll try it. Again, this is going to be a hope and a prayer. Maybe they're going to play extra slow and hope that I'm going to be a rage monster or something. That's not the case. Stuff that makes them cast only 1 spell a turn, that would be very good. That would actually hurt them quite a bit. Damping Sphere, stuff that taxes multiple spells, only 1 non-creature a turn, stuff like that. Kind of nice though that I'm making 6. We saved ourselves definitely with that Sunken. Is Carnage Tyrant next turn enough to maybe get the job done? We'll find out. If we got rid of Splunking, that was the key thing. Again, keep in mind they recycled a ton of stuff. Oh yes, please. Oh, okay. Strap yourselves in, folks. We're making 8 on turn 5. Phew. I'm glad I listened to my gut to potentially find the second Sunken. I smelt it. Regisaur Palani's next turn to die. Let's go. Well, that's not what I hoped for, but hopefully Ghalta's enough. And they don't pop off next turn. But that's too bad. Maybe they have some leyline bindings and stuff like that. Maybe they have a sweeper. Oh, Palani's Hatcher right there. So close. But it's interesting though. Multiple times now tonight we have seen I didn't have the thing that gives everybody haste and I lost because of that. That's too bad. You see how important haste is. Boom. They would have died at that turn. and then the previous opponent. I forget what it is. They all blend together sometimes. So they got the loop. Oh, there you go.
Never in my...
I love that clip. Oh, very appropriate, I think, in that particular case. Yeah, scary, scary power. All right, Mr. Foreign Characters. I don't know exactly what that is, but hey, that's a good hand. Could be a winning hand. Would be against most decks. Well, we'll get to 8 eventually. Turn 2. I don't know. Oh, yes, please. That could be it. Well, Palani's or Regisaur. Get the job done. Turn 4, 8 mana. Let's go. Sylvan Scrying, Commune. Yeah, we'll go with the Sylvan Scrying. It has to be a land. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. Just in case. No, they wouldn't have. Yeah. Castle Garenbrig. Make sure I have 2 if they have land destruction. They see the castle, they wait. They have Boseiju. We saw Boseiju game 2 there. They revealed a Thoughtseize in that, and then they quit. That was good. Ooh. Oh, I jinxed myself. I said the T word. That's not great. Archdruid's charm is gone, I have to think. That's okay. It's alright. Commune searches for maybe a second. Not quite. Certainly, Commercial District as our land for the turn. I don't have anything else to do. If the land I played entered untapped, I don't need another Castle Garenbrig at this point. With the 2 I have in my hand, eventually I'm going to be making 7. We just have to hope it's fast enough. But definitely, if you're able to take out Splunking against this very specific, narrow, never face it deck, Splunking would help big time. All those lands that keep getting back, entering untapped because of its ability, if the lands entered tapped, that would hamper their chances quite a bit, I think. I'm just happy I'm at least playing a Carnage Tyrant next turn. Could be Archdruid's Charm or Sylvan Scrying. Either of those would get me a Sunken, but it could also be another Sunken too. They don't have a whole lot. Oh, okay, well, we'll get there eventually. Next turn could be a Commune to dig for the Sunken, the Archdruids, the Sylvan. At the very least, I'm playing Vaultborn. Could be another land. Oh, they got whatchamacallit. Yeah. Scapeshift. Dead. Yeah, we won't put ourselves through that pain. It took them a little bit to get things going. Kind of got there. Almost got there. If they didn't have the Thoughtseize, there's a decent chance they could have been dead. But again, one more for the point of giving haste to everybody. The 8 Regisaur and Palani's, at a minimum. But you might want to sprinkle in more hasters. Would that be better than the 4 copies of Ghalta Primal Hunger? Maybe a couple copies, trim 2. Then you bring in the Cactus Folk Sure Shot. That's probably the best additional hasty thing. 2 in a red and a green. Ward 2 and Reach for a 4/4, so it's got the 4 power, triggering Vaultborn, but at the beginning of combat, creatures with power 4 or greater gain trample and haste. Everything basically meets that requirement because it is so massive. So it is quite good. Quite good, yes. Be well as well, and get some good rest. Hopefully this match goes alright. It might be probably going to be the last one. 10:40 right now. Got a bunch of tool organizing to do still. It's gonna take a while. Would be nice to end on a positive nightcap, but it's still a good time all around. I'm just happy there's a lot less snow to shovel. Things are finally warming up where I'm at. I think it got up to 5 degrees Celsius today. That was nice. Still freezes overnight, and where we live it's on a bit of a hill, so that water running down makes almost like a skating rink, and I have to spread a bunch of salt in the morning. Yeah, sketchy for sure. Maybe this is going to be the all-time record, 2 minutes, and never mind. Never mind. Special guy, this sounds familiar. Very familiar. That hand looks familiar. Oh, this town ain't big enough. Bouncing, discard. Not so great. Would be nice to go off with a Sylvan Scrying next turn. That's okay. Not terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting rid of a creature, and I have just stuff that is hasty. Makes things hasty. Definitely need to use Sylvan Scrying. Would they have a counter spell? It's hard to say. Cavern of Souls, just in case. Next turn will be Castle, Archdruids, and a Sunken. Getting the second one. It's pretty aggressive. Tapped out. That's alright. Certainly making much more mana than this opponent. Mana that, again, the opponent cannot do anything about. If we get a Ghalta Stampede Tyrant next turn, they die. Of course, they could have a Thoughtseize or something like that, but, well, it may not matter. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, kill him. Let's go. Oh boy. Watch out. They see the Cavern of Souls, so they won't hold up mana or prioritize counter spells, I think. Yeah, Carnage Tyrant. Ooh, that's... Well, it's not the best thing in the world, but at the very least, I got something down. Multiple bodies can't be countered. That's pretty good. It should at least buy us a little bit of time. Certainly going to draw out some removal from the opponent. Oh my goodness, never would have expected. Nowhere to run. Yikes. Ghalta next turn. I can feel it. Even if the eggs chump block, and that's what I love. Palani's Hatcher, again, being 3 bodies in one. And buy a little bit of time. Get that Ghalta. Get the win. A lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of pain, but still. Still no Ghalta. Nuts. Can almost play both, which is actually pretty darn fantastic. If we draw one more land next turn, I could go both Regisaur Alphas. Hopefully it's not another nowhere to run. Well, gonna do something. Just bouncing. Fun times. At least I got the eggs though. That's the positive. Just keep blocking. We'll get to Ghalta one of these days. The first of 4 copies. Ooh, well, that's not so great. Could be a Commune to dig for Ghalta. I still would be able to play it. Well, that's certainly not what I need, but search for Commercial District. Play that. See what we have on top. Ghalta. Oh, Commune to search for Ghalta. Let's go. Again, Palani's Hatcher, multiple bodies. The most bodies in one, so that's what we're doing. As long as they don't kill us next turn, I think there's a very good chance that that Commune is going to dig and be able to find Ghalta. Then the Regisaurs may be finishing them off. Perhaps. Hard to say. Oh, well, losing the Regisaurs is not fun. Oh, I see. Huh. Attack with everything. Do it. You know you wanna. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. I could kill him. It's gonna be close. Cross your fingers, cross your claws. Get. Big G, big G, big G. Oh. Oh, is that it? 2 Regisaurs, it might be enough. I think it could be enough. Oh. 16, I think that's it. I didn't do the math. Oh!
What in the hell just happened? How did he do that?
Beautiful. Special K. Oy vey, Reese. Appreciate it. But I also appreciate Back to Nature, I gotta say. This deck based around, bouncing a lot of enchantments that have an enter the battlefield effect. Momentum Breaker is pretty nasty. I was worried because they could sacrifice it, gain a little bit of life based off their speed, but when it enters, we sacrifice a creature. If we can't, we discard a card. Continuing to recycle that with the, I guess, classic at this point. This town ain't big enough. Bounce one of my own creatures, bounce one of their things that makes me... You get the... You guys could have used it. It's a very good deck, but you've certainly faced it at the very least, and you've been cursing your luck. It's not fun at all. There's zero funness when you face that. Unless you win, then it's super fun. But that hand, super good. 2 Castle Garenbrigs, that's lovely. Commercial District, see, oh no, I was close. See what's on top. Oh, Sylvan Scrying. Now we could go a little bit slower. Turn 2 Sylvan Scrying, search for the first Sunken, and maybe. They are tapped out. It is tempting. You know what? We're doing that. Next turn will be, at the very least, Commune with Dinosaurs, which could search and find that Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Preserve Archdruid's Charm to get the second Sunken out. This deck is not the fastest thing in the world, so as long as we got some good plays, we could recover quite... Oh, two Storm Chasers Talents is not going to be great. We're going to be hit for a lot next turn, potentially simply dead. But if we somehow miraculously survive, we might be dropping a lot of damage. Oh, I probably should just quit right now. 6, 8. Okay. Tends to do the trick. We'll play that and... Oh wait, never mind. We're simply dead to the damage they have from the base creatures before they're powered up with prowess. But 3 Storm Chasers Talents tends to do the trick. I still think I want to keep in that Back to Nature. Just very unfortunate there, but a very real possibility that things would have been explosive and super duper deadly. Oh, perfect. Lovely. There is no Castle Garenbrig or Sunken Citadel, but seeing the... Oh, Ghalta. Seeing the Commune, the Sylvan, and the Archdruids, we're going to get the pieces. That's okay. I have a turn to play. Either it's Commune or it's Sylvan. Good. Very good. And we have a Ghalta. That's all part of the plan. See if we get a Sunken for sure. Oh, look, it's a Sunken. Now, Castle Garenbrig might have been good, but they've used the Thoughtseize, so the chances of them having a second, I hope, it doesn't happen. There it is. Play the Stomping next turn, search for the castle, add a... Oh, shit. Perfect. It looks like they're on track to play Narset, Parter of Veils next turn, which is fine for me. We're about to be slapping down T-Rex. That's going to be pretty fantastic. Look, we at least hit him for 8, but I could get another Sunken next turn. I might play that. But I think making him squirm right now is probably the best bet. And again, they could make me simply sacrifice it, which is probably going to happen. They're going to find that thing that makes them do... Oh, Thoughtseize a little bit too late. Buddy. You missed the boat there. They could play a land that gives them a source of black and sacrifices T-Rex, but not quite. Not quite. Oh. Folks. Watch this. Of course, they could have a counter spell, but if they don't, they die. I could see him having a counter spell. Oh! Whoa, out of nowhere. This town ain't big enough for the dinos. For the dino damage that I unleash on many opponents. That was a perfect nightcap. Some pain, some not pain. Man, that was pretty sweet. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it there for now. Again, like I mentioned, a lot of my tools to organize. My day job is construction. Of course, I would love if this was a day job. I would love to do it more. I'll probably never do it as much as I want to, but I will continue to do that. So don't lose hope. And yeah, get some good rest. Have some good rest, I guess, wherever it is, whenever it is. And yes, appreciate it, Paul. Anybody that could catch me live, and I'll try to, maybe one day do it at different times. For the people that live around the world, Europe, Chile, I guess, Rome, Scotland. All right, take a big bite out of that like button, and I'll see you next time.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic. This is
Ruthless aggression.
What do you mean you've seen this?